Honda's TRX250X, formerly known as the TRX250EX, is a machine that's great at getting new riders hooked on the fun of ATVing. Like any other sport, new riders tend to improve at the fastest rate in the beginning. In motorsports, even recreational ones, this often results in the desire for upgrades in performance parts. Based on a review of the 2016 250X and our time spent riding it since, we put together an upgraded version of the machine, looking to improve its performance in every way, while covering some absolute essentials. One issue that we'd recommend addressing before doing any serious trail riding is the lack of a factory chassis and engine skid plate. To remedy this, we installed a full-frame skid plate and rear differential guard from Ricochet Off-Road. Made in the United States, both skid plates are constructed of 5/16 inch thick 5052 H32 aluminum and come complete with all of the necessary mounting hardware. The frame skid attaches with chromoly steel clamps that are heat-treated for strength and zinc-plated for corrosion resistance. Both plates are tightened with zinc-plated T40 Torx head bolts that are rounded to resist snagging on obstacles. Ricochet guarantees their lock nuts to never rattle loose. You can order Ricochet skid plates anodized in a number of colors, but we stuck with silver to keep them looking their best for the longest period of time. Ricochet lists these skid plates for the Recon and 250EX, and Honda may have modified their front bumper when they restyled the 250EX. After 15 minutes of doing a little machining with a cutting wheel, we had the skid plate fitting behind the front bumper nicely. Other than this slight modification, the skid plates bolted up perfectly. On the trail, we were much more confident working our way through rocks without the fear of damaging our engine or continuously beating on our frame. Like Ricochet's other skid plates we've tested through the years, they're holding up just fine. If you want to spend a little money on your Honda, skid plates would be the best place to start. Adding Nerf bars can help keep you from becoming entangled with other riders' wheels or trees alongside the trail. They can also help prevent you from running over your leg should your foot slip off a foot peg. Tusk Off-Road's Comp Series Nerf bars are available through Rocky Mountain ATV, and for around $100, they're surprisingly good. They're constructed of 1 3/8 inch thick aluminum tubing. The tabs offered plenty of room, making attaching the nets easy. All of the necessary mounting hardware comes in the box, and they bolt up easily with no bending or tweaking required. All bolted up, we were happy with how strong and rigid they felt. While the nets aren't the thickest we've seen, they weren't so light that we found them concerning. We might spend a little more money on some boutique Nerf bars if we were building a serious race quad, but Tusk's Comp Series Nerf bars did a good job of adding some safety and style to this recreational build for what seems like a great deal. The stock 250X is a little harsh over smaller bumps, and its pushrod engine emits a notable amount of vibration at lower RPMs. To help reduce the feedback of both to the rider's hands, we installed a set of 15-degree sweep quad low bend flex handlebars from Fast Company. Flex handlebars are made in the USA and loved by many top ATV racers for their ability to improve comfort and reduce fatigue. Their hinge design uses 2 elastomers on either side, one to absorb impacts and the other to prevent a topping out sensation. Their action can be made firmer or softer depending upon which elastomers you install and how much you tighten the preload screw. We swapped out the stock red compression elastomers for the next softest yellow ones and ran minimum preload to better help the bars deal with bumps that get past the shocks. If you're not sure which setup is best for you, Fast Company is great at helping customers maximize the performance of their bars, even after they've taken your money. To adapt from 7/8 inch to 1 1/8 inch handlebars, the ergonomic experts at Rockspeed FX recommended that we run a set of their +2 inch pivoting handlebar risers. Unlike block-style risers, Rock's pivoting risers allow you to move your handlebars forward or rearward, letting you adapt the cockpit to different sized riders. Rock's bar risers are made in the USA of billet aluminum and feature a lifetime warranty. Getting what you pay for, their zinc-plated hardware seems to be far more corrosion resistant than other brands coming out of China. We read in a forum about a rider who used a Rockspeed FX 400EX dash panel to relocate their 250X key switch, reverse, and neutral lights for use with aftermarket handlebars. While Rocks had not yet tested this setup, We tried it and it worked perfectly. Spider Grips Slimline SLT grips are a bit slimmer than our favorite Spider A3 grips, making them a little easier for smaller hands to hold on to. They feature Spider's dual-layer technology with a vibration-damping inner core and a super tacky surface. A small inner flange helps protect the rider's hands from the throttle and switch cluster. Available in a bunch of colors, the red-black combo added a nice accent to our X. The bars are a bit wider than stock. All of our test riders were comfortable with their width, but you could remove an inch from either side for smaller riders. On the trail, the bars delivered exactly what we were looking for. The straighter bend and slightly wider bars put you in a more aggressive riding position, improving leverage and control. Helping make up for the stock entry-level shocks, square-edged bumps, bottoming out, and the occasional frame out are all better dampened from the rider's hands. Clearly, flex handlebars are great for die-hard racers and recreational riders alike. We also noticed that the combination of the flex handlebars and Spider grips made a notable reduction in vibration felt through your hands. At 41.5 inches wide, the 250X is unnecessarily narrow by today's trail standards. While extended A-arms are the ideal way to widen a machine, unfortunately, there are no aftermarket A-arms available for the X. Durablu's EasyFit urethane wheel spacers are made in the USA, of Durablu's exclusive urethane and titanium compound, making them 60% lighter than aluminum wheel spacers, helping keep unsprung and rotating mass to a minimum. The wheel spacers come with new studs that thread onto your stock hub's pressed-in studs. The wheel spacers slide over the longer studs, then your wheel installs like normal. Durablu makes two different widths, +1.5 and +2.5 inches. Adding wheel spacers will increase bump feedback and steering effort a bit. They also increase leverage and stress on your rear axle. So we opted to go with the +1.5 inch wheel spacers all the way around for added stability while minimizing any unwanted side effects. Installation takes about 20 minutes. If you're building a 250X for cross-country racing, it's worth noting that Durablu is the only axle manufacturer that we're aware of building an extended axle for the 250X, increasing strength while adding stability. With our 250X now sitting around 44.5 inches wide, it's much more stable than stock, allowing us to carry more speed into and out of turns. Plus, the quad stays more planted on side hills. The wider rear end spreads the machine's weight out, allowing for more predictable and easier to execute power slides, boosting the machine's fun factor. With the added leverage placed on the front shocks, the front suspension is more responsive to small and medium-sized impacts. They may bottom a bit easier, but the trade-off is well worth it. Our only complaint came from a small but manageable increase in steering effort and bump feedback, leaving us happy that we'd gone with the +1.5 inch wheel spacers. The added stability, pleasure-feeling front suspension, and affordability left us feeling good about this upgrade for the 250X. Looking to make the most out of the little pushrod engine, we installed a Performance Series exhaust from HMF. Constructed in the USA, HMF offers the Performance Series in a full system only for the 250X. It's constructed of corrosion-resistant stainless steel with a 4-inch 6063 T6 aluminum silencer shell. The silencer features a 2 1/8 inch core with a special hole pattern claimed to help increase horsepower evenly throughout the RPM range. The exhaust comes with a spark arrestor and HMF's quiet core insert. The Performance Series exhaust is said to increase sound output 4 to 6 decibels, while their quiet core insert knocks sound output back down from 2 to 4 decibels. The silencer can be ordered in a brushed aluminum finish, or with different powder coat color options. There are 2 different silencer end caps to choose from, also available in different colors. HMF's blackout option coats the entire exhaust in an extreme temperature resistant matte black ceramic coated finish. We made it all complicated and ordered our exhaust with the blackout ceramic option, complemented with a red silencer shell, which HMF will happily produce for you for the same price as the full blackout option. HMF recommends a 100 main jet to complement their exhaust. Their jet kit comes with a 100, 105, and 110 main jet. Wanting to ditch the airbox slit for even greater airflow, we installed the largest 110 to start, which proved to be a good choice. HMF is claiming a pretty modest gain of 10 to 15% horsepower. Riding the machine, the difference in power feels pretty evident. There's a notable increase in throttle response. When you crack the gas, the engine feels a little more playful, responsive, and willing to build RPMs. We noticed an occasional popping when rolling off the gas at lower RPMs, a sign that the pilot jet could stand to be a bit larger. The rest of the RPM range ran flawlessly, with the HMF exhaust installed and the airbox lid removed. Low-end power feels as strong as stock, with plenty of grunt to get you rolling. Mid-range power seems stronger than stock, powering out of corners. But the best gains came in opening up the top end. Racing down long straight sections of trail, we found ourselves bouncing off the rev limiter and upshifting a while after the stock X had fallen off and ran out of power. The deep throaty sound of the exhaust adds to the fun sport ATV experience without being annoyingly loud on long rides. While it won't turn your 250 into a 400, the HMF Performance Series exhaust definitely ups the fun factor on the 250X. With a few hours of installation time and a modest amount of money invested, we made the 250X into a tougher, safer, and more stable ATV, with peppier power and, in our opinion, increased overall appeal. This combination of upgrades works well as a whole, or you can pick and choose the upgrades that fit your needs or budget best. This ATV is all about having fun, and we think our hopped-up 250X delivers more of it. If you have any questions regarding any of the products used in this project, we'd love to hear from you. Also, let us know what setups you've tried on the 250X or 250EX and how they worked for you. If you're interested in picking up a new or used Honda TRX250X or 250EX, check out our full review of this fun and affordable machine. For more ideas on how to trick out your ATV, check out some of our other ATV projects. And don't miss our upcoming sport ATV content by subscribing to ATV On Demand.